Okay, so what's this name? So they were telling me man hours. And the people were calling CAs like at 1 o'clock in the morning. And it was just like, I guess people were taking advantage of the service. At least that's what I was getting. And that was a little more understandable, but I was like, okay, well, we can still work around this. Like, you can make it available, like maybe people just have to come get it. And, you know, and there's like a limit to how many people can get at a time. Like, we don't have to completely take this away. Like, you know, I mean, it's like such a basic thing, and housing costs so much. It was just like, couldn't you at least provide this? Like, it's one of the main reasons why people choose to live on campus. Like, it's in some ways it would be cheaper and easier to like just live off campus, but like so people don't have to worry about like certain things. They choose to live on campus so they can focus on studies. And so I was just like, why can't we get this back? And so I was like, okay, well, we'll talk about it, you know, and we'll do a discussion. They wanted to do a committee, and I was like, okay, well, obviously, like, this isn't, I was getting the idea, okay, this isn't gonna change. And then, so I was doing an event for like another group, and we were giving out free toilet paper, and I don't know if you guys heard about the news article. Did you guys hear this went to like the news?
No.
Yeah, we were giving out toilet paper to like sort of call attention to the issue, and we weren't like protesting or anything, even though it was later like categorized as a protest, you know, but so we're just giving out free, and it was 2-ply, it was good paper. But then I guess a reporter just happened to be walking by. And she was like, oh, what's this? And so we told her about it, she was like, oh my God, that's ridiculous, and I'm giving you toilet paper. So then I talked to her. And then she was like from like I forgot what news she was from, but it ended up on TV. Mm-hmm. And then there was like an article on the news, on the local like news website. But then I found out it went national when like the New York Daily News like picked it up, and then they did an article on it.
How long ago was this?
Oh man, it was like last month? Yeah, it was like 3-4 weeks ago. So this is what I almost got in trouble for. Okay, so I honestly didn't think anyone would care. What happened is the New York Daily News picked it up, and then Humboldt State was getting like, the whole institution was getting like written in there, and it was just like, I guess, really bad. And it got a lot of people in the administration's attention because they were getting like all these calls and all this flack about like, oh, how could you not provide it? And so they were defensive. I was like, oh, well, we're not providing it to apartment style dorms, you know, and the two traditional dorms are still getting toilet paper, and there was just all these like excuses, and it was just like, oh, okay. And then so I was told that I might get in trouble because like as sort of an employee or whatever, even though I'm not really an employee, it was just like, oh, well, you can't talk to the media without permission, and you know, certain things. But I was like, I never signed a contract. Like, I'm not an official employee. I never signed a thing. Like, the CAs, they have to sign certain things. It's like, oh, I can't talk to this and this and that. I was like, I didn't do that. I'm technically, like, working, like, supposed to be for students, you know? And so it's just like, I mean, I didn't even mention the organization by name. I didn't mention anything by name in the interview. So it was like, I didn't say it was anything. But I didn't get in trouble. It was sort of like, apparently there were discussions about me. I found out. There were discussions about me. And I found out even people in the administration, like, okay, I'm not going to say name, but someone very high up. Because I also went to Associated Students, like, so maybe they could do something, because they have like a way bigger budget than RHA, and they have like way more, they have actual power to actually do something. Just like, I'm like basically toothless. Like, all I can do is like write things and be like, do this, please. You know, like AS could actually do something, so I went to them. And someone there that's in the AS meetings, someone in the administration that was like, so when I went to them, she was clearly not happy with me. Like, oh, we've wasted so many man hours on this ridiculous news story, and you know, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, okay, well, that's when I heard, okay, well, there's a plan to maybe return toilet paper in the near future. So she told me that. And I was like, okay, well, maybe something's gonna happen.
So what would classify the near future? Like within this year or next year?
So I wasn't sure about that, but you'd actually be surprised. A few days ago, with no explanation, the assistant director of like, oh, I forget his official title. He's like Steve McKenzie.
Oh yeah.
He came into the RHA office. This is the office where me and the other like students work, and he had a massive box of toilet paper. And he was like, oh, hello, you know, very polite, and he just dropped it there, and then left with no explanation. And so I was looking at the other, and I was like, is this like some sort of like mafia sort of thing? Like, you know, like when they mail you like a dead rat, like, like what's going on? Like, what is this? I was like, because there was no explanation. It was like, oh, how are you? You know, it's a good day. It's nice weather out. And then he just drops this massive box of toilet paper, and like we have no clue. And I was just like, oh my god, now I'm getting scared. Like, are they trying to send us a message? Or but then I find out like a day or two after that they're gonna reinstitute toilet paper, but under like restricted. It's now. It's like now you can go to like the desk, you can just spread it back, and you can get like 1 or 2 rolls or something. And so like, oh, since we were the ones calling for it, now we also have to give it out in our office as well, in the RHA office. So people can come there and get it. But I mean, for a while it was like, I don't know what's going on. But what they told me is this is temporary.
Mm-hmm.
They told me, oh, it's provisionally returned. And I feel like I think it's only until like it dies down and no one cares anymore, and then they'll probably like try to like just quietly take it away again.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand the big deal. Like,
Why don't they just do the numbers and figure out how much toilet paper goes between how many people who's in a suite and put that much in for a week? Like, why would they just do that?
They used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently what people were doing was like just hoarding it. And I don't know, and then some people were just like giving it out to their friends who live on campus. So it was like, there were issues, like I'm not denying that, but I mean, I think they could just do a system now where someone needs toilet paper, they can go to like the office and like get some, you know. And then we'll say like you can't come, like no more like, I think the calling at 1 a.m. was like weird. Like you're gonna call your CA at 1 o'clock in the morning because you're in toilet paper, like. So I mean, that's not like I'm arguing for that back. I'm just like, have it available, because you can't even buy it like at the marketplace or anything. So that was just, it's weird, honestly. I didn't think this would be a huge thing. Honestly, I didn't. Like it got in the news and then in the national news, and I almost got in trouble. And, you know, now people are looking at me. Every time I put an event on, it's like watch him, like in case he like just to do something again. You know, but the funny thing is, I became the RHA president now, so I'm not like the vice president. I'm the RHA president now. And I mean, I guess the people in housing, I don't really think they didn't like that. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's not like I like making trouble for people. But like, I'm not gonna do nothing, you know. I mean, and honestly, there were so many other more important things. There was just like toilet paper. It was like just became like the final straw of like things. It's like you've taken away this, you've taken away that. Now you're taking toilet paper too. It was just like, because people were like, "Oh, that's so silly. You're getting all up in arms over this like tiny thing," and I'm just like, "You don't know." Like, it was just the final straw in like a whole host of things, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. I think we should close it with one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Is toilet paper important to you, and why?
Yes, it is. I think, okay, well, I mean, if you want to go like global and culturally, some people don't use toilet paper, you know, but I think in our culture, at least it's a necessity for us, you know, so I think it is really important to us. But I mean, I recognize that globally there's like a whole other thing, and maybe people say it's not that important, but to us, I think it is a necessity. And it was causing problems, like I mentioned earlier. Like there were people fighting, especially in Cyprus. Like people were hoarding toilet paper and like not sharing, and then people were like, "Oh, you're taking all this toilet paper," and it was causing a lot of problems, which is the main reason I like got involved in this, because people were coming to me from Cyprus saying, "Oh, you know, this is happening," and, because I have a lot of friends on the 9th floor, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize, because when I first thought about it, I was like, okay, toilet paper, so what? I'll go get mine. But I mean, I did not think it was going to cause like those kinds of issues. I didn't, and then I guess I realized how important it actually is to us. But you don't really think about it. You don't think about those tiny little things, like, you know, like the soap and your basic hygiene stuff, like how important it can actually be when something. But you know, the biggest thing is because it was mostly freshmen in Cyprus, and I'm not saying that just because I'm older that I think like younger people are certain. But it's just like these are people who probably haven't had to deal with buying their own stuff yet. And it's like one of the reasons most people live like for their first and their second year live on campus, and then they go off campus, you know. But it's like they're just here, and then all of a sudden it's like they got to go buy their own stuff, and it's like, I mean, I don't know if they were like adequately prepared yet. Like college is like a transitory period in your life, you know. So I just felt really bad for people who all of a sudden were like, oh, I don't know what to. But I mean, yeah, so yes, it is important to me.